are headed down to the lower Columbia River, about buoy 24 to 22, in about 30 feet of water. We're going to go ahead and set 5 crab pots there and let them soak during high water, pick them up and get our dinner.
Both will teach this greenhorn how to catch his supper from the sea. The lesson starts with safety.
I see you got your PFD on.
Yeah, you always wear that. You know, if you fall overboard, it's very difficult to survive. Very long.
We're not going to do that today.
No, we're not going to fall over today.
Today, we've come to the Columbia River estuary to drop Dungeness crab traps in 25 feet of water. Vic uses turkey or chicken wings, shad or salmon carcasses for bait, maybe even a can of tuna fish. Anyone say lunchtime?
Some people use a can of tuna fish. They perforate the can, you know, so the scent comes out. You can buy sardines, mackerel works good. All those types of bait, herring. If you got a high oil content, it seems to fish well too. The scent is what draws the crab into the pot.
Each crabber must have an Oregon shellfish license, and each is allowed to use up to 3 crab traps. We've timed our visit just off Clatsop Beach during the last of the incoming tide, because it's the safest time.
There's no reason to be out here on the ebb, which is the outgoing tide.
The most dangerous time is to be on this
Absolutely,
bar.
yeah.
You don't want to get caught out.
Yeah, and this river can change so fast. You just don't take chances. We're going to just kind of idle around here, and you can watch some of these other. There's somebody picking some pots right there. Looks like they've got some crab in the pot.
Vic says the traps need to soak about 15 or 20 minutes, long enough for the crabs to find and enter the traps.
Get it?
Got it! Yeah.
How'd we do?
Oh, look at that!
Hey!
Woo! A mother load! Oh, man! I think they're all legal.
Each crabber is allowed 12 male crabs. The female crabs must go back. How do you tell the difference? Check the underside.
See how much wider that is?
Yeah.
That's for the eggs.
So that's a female, that's a male.
That's a male, okay?
And you can only keep the males.
That's right.
Each crab must be 5 3/4 inches across the backside. A crab gauge makes the measuring easy.
Watch how I put my thumb underneath the crab and the other 4 fingers across the back. I can hold it safely and not get pinched. This is a dandy crab. That's great.
Within 30 minutes, we've landed nearly 20 crabs. Plenty to go around for our small crew.
As much fun as it is to catch these crabs, the best part is yet to come. Steve has taken us up to his shop, and he's going to show us a proper way to cook Dungeness crab.
Vic uses a pound of salt per 10 gallons of boiling water. The crabs cook for about 20 minutes. While we wait, Oregon Shellfish Manager Matt Hunter explains that Columbia estuary crabbing has been exceptional.
We're seeing darn near a limit per person when they go out. When we don't see a limit, it's just because of weather or people don't really want 12 crab. The crabs have molted in early summer, so they're coming off the molt, they're hungry, and they're trying to get a lot of food. In this time of year, you get a lot of food from bait fish die-offs, from natural spawning events, to salmonids, to razor clams, to just the full gamut of different food available for them.
It's simple. Everybody can be involved in it. You can get a dozen crabs per person. It's a great opportunity. Lots of action for kids. You really never know until you pull a pot up what you got. That is fun.
It is a lot of fun and continues in the kitchen where Steve shares 3 favorite Dungeness crab recipes.
It's very versatile. It's a very popular, well-known seafood product.
Recipe number 1 is new to me. It's called a stuffed crab sandwich. He mixes 1 cup of grated Swiss cheese with 2 cups of crab.
You want that to be your dominant flavor.
He adds a teaspoon each of Worcestershire sauce and a dash of lemon pepper before he mixes in 1 cup of mayo and half a cup of sliced olives.
ahead and paint them up.
Lots of butter. And this is garlic butter, you said?
Garlic butter.
Now it's time to stuff a sandwich.
We want to take a portion of this and we'll put it on there.
Man, that looks good. I've never had anything like this.
It's a doctored up crab melt is what it is.
Steve spreads a generous amount of grated Parmesan cheese across the top of each and slides it all into a 375-degree oven, 7 to 10 minutes.
You got to be in the mood for something rich and robust. It's for a cold winter night.
While we wait, it's time for recipe number two called crab cakes. Steve begins with 1 pound of crab meat. He adds an egg, a cup of panko, 1 cup of mayo, and a couple of teaspoons of mustard. A generous cup of diced onions and a tablespoon of seafood seasoning follows. Ingredients are mixed for...
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, they do look good.
Now it's time for recipe number 3, crab louis salad. The crab louis is one of Steve's favorite because it can be elaborate or simple, but he says never ever hold back on the crab. The salad fixings include typical fare, onions, cucumber, celery, a sliced egg, and shredded cheddar cheese.
But you can see, this is pretty simple to do.
And then even more crab to top it off. A glass of Oregon wine and a local micro brew. The table is set for a couple of kings, volunteers, Jim Shores and Bert.
What do you think?
Excellent. So many ways to fix it.
That looks good for Jim and I, but what are you guys going to eat? Yeah. This is outstanding.
The chef seems to know what he's doing.
I think so. He's done it before.
That he has. A perfect way to bring the day's activity full circle, from the estuary to the dining table.